Biden has appointed more federal judges than any president since JFK at this point in his tenure. This is a man who can't walk upstairs, stay on message for more than 10 seconds, or even differentiate between his wife and any of his other relatives.
By the way, this is my little sister Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh no, this is oh, you switched on me. This is my wife, this is my sister. They switched on me.
They were standing still, you human sausage. This story's been doing the rounds this week because the numbers are staggering about exactly who Biden, or allegedly Biden. It's the chittering walkists behind our geriatric senile president pulling all the strings. The numbers are very disturbing, so let's crunch them, shall we? Bungalow Biden and then Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson watch from the White House as the Senate votes to confirm her to the Supreme Court on April 7th. Just be aware from now on he is going to be called Bungalow, because this bloke's staircase definitely does not go all the way to the top. Or to use a more common analogy, there's a light on, but there is definitely nobody home. Bungalow has appointed more judges to the federal court at this stage in his tenure than any president since Kennedy, and his appointees include a record number of women and racial minorities, according to the Pew Research Center analysis using data from the Federal Judicial Center. So these are hard numbers, hard factual data from Pew Research that typically lean left and are just as happy to use damned lies and statistics as any of them. But this is now doing the TV circuit out here. Just look at the state of it. Despite the fact he has to wear Velcro shoes with his designer suits, Bungalow has appointed far more federal judges than Trump and Obama at the same point in their presidencies. Biden is killing them all. In fact, he's appointed more than Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush's dad, Ronnie Reagan, Jimmy Carter. You've got to go all the way back to Kennedy, who coincidentally was also as bent as an $8 bill. Most of Biden's appointed judges have been women, racial and ethnic minorities. And on these numbers, Biden's appointed more women than Trump, Obama and Bush combined. Essentially, these are illegal hiring practices. You are not legally allowed to take people's gender and race into account when hiring. And with numbers that skewed, this bloke is taking the piss. He is pulling the collective pisses of the nation. It gets even worse when you start throwing race into the mix. Around 2/3 of his federal judges are racial or ethnic minorities, far more than even Barack Obama, because this was pre-Trump, when the world was still sane. Most of the black judges Biden has appointed to date are women, which includes Ketanji Jackson. And if you haven't seen that famous video, Ketanji Jackson is as thick as a Dockers sandwich. She has got a head full of horse shit. She is so irrevocably dense that she can't tell the difference between a pork sword and a pink snapper.
You provide a definition for the word woman.
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the meaning
biologist.
of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
Senator, in my work as a judge, what I do is I address disputes. If there's a dispute about a definition, people make arguments, and I look at the
All right.
law and I decide. So I'm not.
The fact that you can't give me a straight answer about something as fundamental as what a woman is underscores the dangers of the kind of progressive education that we are hearing about.
She's not even a judge. She's a militant political activist masquerading as a legal professional. It's just that simple. It's lunacy. Everybody with a high school education knows the definition of a woman. Adult human female. Or as Posey Parker said, I'm not a vet, but I know the difference between a Rottweiler and a rat. These people are completely tonto. And as anyone with a brain has said many times, if you hire specifically based off race and gender requirements, not only is it illegal, it hamstrings everything, it ruins quality control because you're not hiring the best people. If you're in an area that is very, very, very white and you still insist on only hiring black people, you are not going to get the best candidate. It is very, very, very simple. And if it's somewhere where they're a tiny minority and you start saying things like, all the police officers have to be black women, the second one walks through your door, it doesn't matter if she's got a club foot, a glass eye, and a foot growing out of her arse, you have to hire her because you've left with no option. This is child's play. A fool could see it. Or a judge nowadays, because apparently they're all as thick as two short planks. Here's another good one. Look, this is one of the recent nominees being questioned.
Judge on the far end. Tell me what Article 5 of the Constitution does.
Article 5 is not coming to mind at the moment.
Okay. How about Article 2?
Neither is Article 2.
I wasn't even born here, and I know that. And look at the shit-eating grin on her face. That is the smug smile of a talentless harpy who's blagged her way into the corridors of power. This is just the commies marching through the institutions, rigging the system, and making sure that the legal system will forever remain a joke. Lady Justice doesn't wear a blindfold anymore. I've said it before. She wears a pussy hat and a fuck Trump t-shirt. When the Republicans finally take control again, a few dozen people need locking up because this stuff has got to be illegal. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm sure the same thing's happening back in the UK. We've already lost. Bootneck's black-pilled. It's just a question of when, as far as I'm concerned. But let me know what you think about the fact that the average judge appears to know less about law than the average smackhead in this day and age. Thanks for watching. Cheers.